Aloha friends, I'm just walking the beach and I am going to show you how to make really delicious, easy stuffed mushrooms. Now I'm going to be honest, I made these for Christmas this year and that's when I recorded the video. It's now January and we're doing the carnivore challenge. So we're not going to be eating the stuffed mushrooms because we ate them at Christmas anyway. And if you're doing our carnivore challenge, don't skip over this recipe because it's really delicious and almost carnivore. I mean, mushrooms are kind of carnivore because they're not plants. And the way they like reproduce and stuff, I don't know, the way they grow. Anyway, I get off on a tangent. These are really good, but the carnivore challenge is going amazing. I'm so impressed with everybody's results. In only one day, over 250 pounds have been lost. It's amazing. But my name is Maria Emmerich, if you didn't know, if you're new to the channel, and I'm a nutritionist who specializes in the keto and carnivore lifestyle. And I love the humpback whales that live over here in Maui. So come into the kitchen and make some stuffed mushrooms someday with me. So to start, you want to rinse your mushrooms really, really well. And we're going to start with an onion, and I'm not going to use the whole onion, and you can totally skip onion if you want to. I used to not add any onion, but I find it just adds a little bit of depth of flavor. But if you're a carnivore, feel free to skip it. I think mushrooms are kind of carnivore because they're not a plant, and they are more like a animal than they are a plant. So mushrooms are one of those that are kind of like that in between, carnivore, not carnivore, strict carnivore, of course not, but it's my cheat, I guess. And you don't even need a lot of onion, so only like about 1/4 of a cup of onion, and we're just gonna saute that in butter. So I'm just gonna dice this up. Don't judge me, I'm just a home cook. I know that this is not how you cut an onion. Maybe I should take a cooking class, I don't know, but it works for me. And so I'm just gonna cut this small, and then the rest, I'm probably gonna saute all of this right now and then save some of it. Kai likes onions on his steak, right Kai? Yeah. So I'll just save some of it for his steak. Kai, should we have steaks for Christmas, or do you want sashimi again? Sashimi. Sashimi. I know, but I don't know if they're selling it anymore with all the fires, so we will find something. But okay, I'm gonna start sauteing this and I'll show you that. So here's my huge cast iron skillet. I have a really big one that I use all the time and a really small one that I use for my steak and my fish. But I'm going to use a whole stick of butter because I'm gonna also saute the mushroom caps in that. So I'm gonna add all these onions, but then I'm gonna remove most of them once they're nice and caramelized, because I want these to be really cooked down. It's gonna add just a really great depth of flavor to the mushrooms. So it's gonna take a while, but we'll get there. Okay, my friends, so the onions cooked down quite a bit, as you can see. What I find so interesting is does anybody wear contacts? I wore contacts since I was in 5th grade. And now I have had the lens insert and the LASIK, so I don't have to wear contacts or glasses anymore. And onions never bothered me before. And now I understand what Kai's talking about when he's like, oh, my eyes, my eyes. Because I think the contacts would protect me from all that onion, I don't know, madness. So I'm going to take some of this out. While I was sauteing the onions to maximize my time efficiency, I was breaking down the mushrooms. I might leave that many because I'm doing 9 packages of, yeah, I think that's good. 9 packages of mushrooms. You do not have to do that many. You could cut that in 1/4 if you want to, but I love leftovers. So if you don't use them all at a holiday party, if you notice when I have my fish for lunch, I usually have a few stuffed mushrooms because I'd love to have those leftovers for lunch. So let's get down to breaking the mushrooms up.
Hey everyone, we are on a little safari here in Africa, and I got a little friend right behind me here eating some grass and some trees. He's not a carnivore, but if you are, it's great to keep your electrolytes up, and especially when you travel, if you keep your electrolytes up, it really helps. I actually personally find I don't go number 2 as often if I don't bring my electrolytes on along when I travel. I'll go 2-3 days without. But Element is great for travel. It's easy to pack. We really like it. And if you go to drinkelement.com, oh, watch out, / Keto Maria, you can get a free sample pack with order. So check it out, drinkelement.com / Keto Maria, and get a free sample pack with any order.
Okay, so I thought I'd keep the camera rolling because in the middle of making mushrooms, I got hungry because I already ran this morning. It's about 8 a.m. I've been up for a couple hours, and this is how I roll. I love to have a tenderloin steak for my first meal, and I'm going to measure it, and not because I don't want too much food, it's because I want to make sure I'm getting enough protein. So yeah, about 6 ounces, that's what I'm looking for, and that's going to be my piece. And then Craig likes to have eggs with his steak, and I'll show you that once they're done cooking. I mean, actually, I'll just like show you what I do. So I'm going to use the Wagyu, this tallow, because I can get a really crispy crust on it. And to cut the cooking time down, I'm going to slice this in half, because then it only takes like 2 minutes to make. And I'm going to season it on all sides with my Redmond real salt. I like a really crispy crust. I don't care. I mean, sure, I'd like a medium rare in the middle, but I'd rather have a crispy crust more than anything. So that's what I'm going to do. Let's get a fork going here. And I did post this on A Day in My Life if you want to watch that. I post what I eat in a day, how I work out, but this is one of them. I have to turn this vent fan on. There we go. So here's my steak. These are the vitamins that I take, and this is my carnivore steak sauce that I eat with my steak every single morning. It's absolutely delicious. Only 3 ingredients. You must try it. And you can find the recipe on ketomaria.com. So when I make the mushrooms, at my home in Wisconsin, what I do with these is I put them into my large food processor, but I don't have one here. So I'm just going to put them into a bowl and figure it out later. I might try to use my blender to pulse them, because you want really small pieces to saute with the onions and the garlic, and add your cream cheese and things like that for the filling. But yeah, I don't have that, which made it very easy to make these mushrooms in Wisconsin, but that's okay. So this is kind of tedious. If you have children, they can help you, but I won't make Kai help. Right, Kai? Not today. And if it breaks, don't toss it. Just push it together, maybe put it on the edge right here, because that will just hold it together. It's no biggie. But that's just what you're gonna do. And I love it if they have really big ones at the store, because then it's just like half the time instead of like the tiny mushrooms. Makes it a little bit more tedious, but that's okay. And then if you do have some really big mushrooms and some really small mushrooms, they're going to cook differently. They're going to have different times. So what you could do is have 2 different trays, and one tray is for the really big mushrooms and one tray is for the little mushrooms. You know what I'm saying? Because the little mushrooms will cook a lot faster than the big ones. So we might do something like that. And I usually do this when they're in the sink, because sometimes you still have some of the dirt on them. But if they're organic mushrooms, then it's just organic dirt, and it's going to feed your gut healthy. Just kidding. I'm not afraid of a little dirt. So I will kind of speed through this and show you the rest of it. So we have our mushrooms already. It took a little while. And I want to show you, we have a Christmas box. So a lot of you know we do the Thanksgiving box, but we also started a Christmas box. So every day we put something that we're thankful for into the Christmas box, or a wish for somebody, something that's really thoughtful. I just love our Christmas box. But for the mushrooms, I'm going to season them well with my Redmond real salt. And I did season the onions when I was sauteing them. I forgot to do a little video for that, or show you that. So don't forget to season. Season, 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 people. Do not be afraid of salt. Salt is not the devil, okay, my friends? Oops, why is that one upside down? And I did find a little food processor, so I'm gonna have to do this in steps. But I'm gonna put some of these mushroom caps in here. And then once I pulse them up and pulverize them, I'll add them to the sauteed onions. So just maybe that many. This might be too full. It's plugged in, right, Craig? Oh. So yeah, you could totally chop them if you want to with a knife, but you want them really, really small. And I'm gonna do that with the rest of the caps and add that to the onions. All right, the mini processor worked perfectly. So I'm just gonna add that to my onions and butter and saute those for about, I don't know, 5-10 minutes until you'll see the juices come out of the mushrooms and then kind of be sucked back in, and that's what we're looking for. So I'll turn that up, maybe a little higher. Saute that, and then we'll add the garlic once this is all sauteed. And the reason I don't want to add the garlic now, I can see there's some bigger pieces here, is because you'll burn the garlic. We don't want to do that. Just make sure that the mushrooms are small, so if you find a big piece, just chop it up smaller. No biggie. Okay, so I just turned the temperature down and I'm getting some garlic cloves ready. And I found this ginormous clove. So if you have cloves this size, you don't need as many. I don't even know if that's gonna fit in my clove press. Barely. Not really. Jeepers criminy. I use a garlic press, people. Don't judge me. That's not even gonna fit. Mamma mia. I think I bought the bad garlic press, Craig. This one is the one I don't like. Shoot. This is way too big. I'm gonna have to take some of it out. It won't press. There we go. There. So you want, you know, if you like a lot of garlic, go crazy. If you don't want too much garlic, don't go crazy. But make sure to turn the heat down. Yeah, we'll do about 4 cloves. That's good. I don't like it too garlicky. And then you just want to saute that on low, just to get some good roasted garlic flavor in there, not raw garlic, even though they'll bake a little bit. I'm going to turn the oven on to 325. And once the garlic is soft, I'm going to add cream cheese and Parmesan cheese. Make sure that you use freshly shredded Parmesan. It's really hard. I have found it once in a while. Oops, what's that about? To find Parm that is already shredded without like potato starch or something like that. So we get the big containers from Costco of fresh Parm, and then just, I usually ask the kids to shred it every once in a while. So, saute, saute, saute. I almost forgot to show you, season, season, season. You want to make sure to season your food as you cook, but also know that you can always add more. So go less, go lighter, and then you can always add more at the end if you need more salt. Now that the garlic is nice and fragrant and smells good, not raw anymore, I'm going to add cream cheese. And I'm actually, for 9 packages of mushrooms, I'm using 3 packages of cream cheese. And I usually soften it in the microwave because it's easier to whisk. And once, yeah, there we go. I love having a whisk. I have like 3 of them, different sizes. And just whisk that in. And then once that's well combined, then you'll add the parm, but not quite yet. You want to loosen that cream cheese up. Just like that. Okay. You see there's some chunks left of that cream cheese. And here we go. Now we have the parm. Add some of that. What's great about this recipe, which is probably why people like it so much, is mushrooms have umami. Parmesan has umami. You can add a little fish sauce if you want to, more umami. But it's like mushrooms are an umami bomb, so that's why I love it. And if you wanted to make these into like more of a Mama Maria style, you could set these stuffed mushrooms on a bed of marinara sauce. And it tastes like little pizzas, so really, really good. So now that it's well combined, I'm gonna turn it off the heat. The parm doesn't have to totally melt yet because it'll melt in the oven. And I'm gonna start filling the mushroom caps. Now the mushrooms are totally nice and full and filled with lots of goodness. I'm gonna put them into the 325-degree Fahrenheit oven for about 20 minutes while I get ready to record a podcast. You guys are all gonna wanna listen to this podcast. It'll be on our YouTube. It's with Hal. He owns a bunch of, he opened a bunch of assisted living homes in Arizona, and he's making them my recipes, exclusively only my recipes, and people are reversing disease, losing 80 pounds in only months, so you're gonna wanna check this out.
Hello.
Aloha, everybody. We are here, the mushrooms are finished, and Kai is a little apprehensive about trying them because he doesn't know if he'll like them, but you like onions and mushrooms on your steak, right?
Yes.
So I really think you'll like these, so why don't you just try a little baby one and tell us what you think? You're going in for a medium one.
That's actually really good.
You like it, huh? Okay, so 1 through 10, what would you give it?
I'll give it halfway 7. So
It's like
7.5.
7.5. Wow, that's not very good. But what's a 10 to you? Jeez.
Oh, like a Wagyu steak.
Wagyu steak. Okay, so I asked you what you wanted to eat at Christmas. A Wagyu steak, a ribeye,
Ribeye.
or sashimi?
I'll take sashimi because, you know, sashimi is always like, you know, it's always around there, so it's always going to taste good.
So you only like raw fish, don't you? You don't like it if I cook it?
It depends on certain fish, you know, like...
Would Grandpa Joe catches a fish for you?
Yeah, that was good fish.
That was good fish?
Yeah.
All right, my friends. Kai, what do you want to tell people?
Cook with your kids. You can comment down below and share this video with your friends if you have any.
If you have any, ouch, Kai, you goober. All right, my friends, thank you so much. You're my friend, so share it with me, everybody. Mahalo.
Mahalo.
When I was 16 years old, I was diagnosed with PCOS, acid reflux, depression, and IBS. Instead of taking those prescription drugs, I decided to change my life with food. Yes, food healed me, and it's healed so many of my clients over the past 20 years of working with people. If you are interested in transforming your life, check out ketomaria.com. I'd be honored to help you.